Live.
You're what?
I just went live. Hey peeps, it's Josh. I wanted to basically make this video because I'm a truck driver and I do Weight Watchers, but I do it through the iTrack Bytes software that Maggie downloaded for me because it's cheaper per year than doing like the $20 per month for Weight Watchers. But it has the same freestyle plan, which is what I'm doing. So with Weight Watchers, the only way that they can that you can be lifetime is if you're a part of them and like you're on their plan and you're going to live meetings, or at least you go to one. So for me, that's not possible. But like I've been doing Weight Watchers for like off and on for like a year now, and more off than on. And I kind of thought like maybe it's time for me to get serious. And so for those of you that are here for like the trucking stuff or the trans stuff or whatever, the law of attraction stuff, like I understand not all of my videos are going to be for you. What is on my face? Anyway, I understand that not all of my videos are going to work for you guys, for like all of you, but I'm going to try and title them appropriately because I don't really want to have a bunch of different channels. So I want to make my videos here, and this one is particularly going to be about my weight loss. At some point Maggie might chime in. I haven't excluded her from it, but it is a Weight Watchers, like I want to do a live Weight Watchers meeting once a week, and I kind of don't want it to be on weigh-in day, because for me weigh-in day is Sunday, and today is Monday. And it's a holiday, so happy Labor Day. But for me, so let me backtrack just a little bit. And if any of you want to come in here and talk and chat and like talk in the chat, we can interact. But basically I'm just gonna kind of talk a little bit, and hopefully it's always been my hope for the YouTube videos is that maybe one video that I make helps someone else in some way. But these videos help me, so I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make them in hopes that they continue to help me and maybe they help someone else. Hey Mikey, what's going on? But basically, I have let things really get out of control with my weight, and it's ridiculous because I know better. And I'm not making these videos to be like, oh, I'm an expert, although arguably like some of the fattest people are best at losing weight because we've done it so fucking much. I've lost weight a lot of times in my life. I've done Nutrisystem, I've done Metafast, which is just medical, like the shakes that you drink. I did that when I was 14. I've done Weight Watchers before when it wasn't like right now I'm doing freestyle, and Weight Watchers wasn't like this before, and now it's a lot better, a lot easier to continue. It's easier to maintain for me, although I'm still not over the mental bullshit of like sabotaging myself and not actually being serious about it. Because technically, since I'm on testosterone, I should be losing easier, and I've been eating so much that not only have I offset that, but I've been gaining, and it's stupid. It's just stupid what I've been doing. So lately I got on the scale.
Hi.
Lately I got on the scale and I weighed in at, and this is real talk, this is my starting weight again, but I weighed in at 289.4 pounds. That's mortifying. That's almost 300 pounds, y'all. I'm 5'4.5". That's not okay. It's not because, like, I don't look good or whatever. I'm not saying I look good. I'm just saying it's not a vanity thing. It's straight up, like, Maggie and I want to have kids, and I would like to live to, like, graduate high school. And if I keep going the way I'm going now, which is what a lot of us truckers do, I'm not going to survive, y'all. Like, it's just, that's the facts. That's the medical facts. You can't argue with the fact that obesity kills people. It just does. So I saw that and I was like, fuck. So basically, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do Weight Watchers." Maggie is doing keto or low carb or whatever, but for me, Weight Watchers was working, and I want to stick with that because I can still have my chocolate pudding. I did low carb for a lot of years, and it didn't really work for me as much. Not to say so. The reason it didn't work for me, and the reason all of the diets failed me in the end, is because I lost like 100 pounds on low carb, and it was fantastic, but I couldn't maintain it because I have a sweet tooth, and the low carb desserts just are not the same. Now, with Weight Watchers Freestyle, it's like low sugar shit. It'll be like a Quest bar, or it'll be like a pudding cup and a chocolate rice cake or some shit. And for me, that's good enough. Also, with my points, I know that a Hershey's with almond regular chocolate bar is like, was it 11? It's 11 points, I think. And I get 39 points per day currently. So if I were desperate, but I wanted to stay on the plan and not fuck myself over and just go off the rails, I could have one chocolate bar. I could do that. They have Hershey Kisses that are 1 point per Hershey's Kiss. And like it I can handle that. Um so I decided I had to get back on Weight Watchers and like stop with this nonsense, because honestly, like, when you're as big as I am and you're as I am, like, it's hard to breathe. It's like I'll be talking and I'll get my sentence and I'm like I'm out of breath and I'm just sitting here. And that's dumb. That's dumb. That's just a lack of health. So I don't want to do that. And I don't know, like, accountability is a huge thing. Although it's scary to make a video like this because, like, y'all have every right to be sitting there judging me. You could be sitting there thinking, whoa, 289.4, Josh? What the fuck? And you're right. What the fuck is right? Absolutely. 100%. I'm not trying to make excuses. Food has been a lifelong issue for me. I definitely have binge eating disorder where I will sit here and eat, no lie, 4 fucking bags of Swedish fish as I'm driving and just not even think about it, and just throw food down my throat. And it's ridiculous, like the Garfield like mentality of throwing lasagna down my gob has to stop. And for me, the freestyle works because I'm literally not hungry unless I'm doing dumb things. Like, yeah, if I ate like 2 chocolate bars and then didn't eat anything for the rest of the day, that's dumb. That's not how the plan's supposed to work. The way that you're supposed to do with this plan is you're supposed to take your points. I get 39 points. Now on freestyle, you have a lot of fruits and veggies that are free. That doesn't mean you can binge on them and still lose weight, right? So what you have to do is incorporate them into your meals and add them into stuff to give you more filling. Like, it's meant to encourage you to eat like your chicken. It's meant to encourage you to eat like fat-free turkey breast and shit like that. Like, it's meant to encourage you to eat your broccoli and your strawberries and your oranges and all that jazz. And then the rest of this stuff, like, so for me, I don't cook. I don't know about y'all, but like, for me on the truck, cooking was awkward. And the last time I did Weight Watchers, Maggie was cooking most of the meals. And like, I don't know, for me, like, I just gotta be kind of accountable and responsible for my own eating and my own testosterone injections and stuff like that. And so I'm doing my own T-shots, and I've been on a better schedule with that, not messing up and like waiting a couple of days because Maggie's sleeping or because there's tension between us or whatever it is. All of these are excuses that I've used to fuck myself over and like gain weight and not be on my hormones the right way, and it's ridiculous. So I'm kind of doing things myself. And what that means for me is I had to try and figure a way to do it so that, like, I'm eating, like, so I'm like, well, what could I eat for breakfast? And I got bread that's 2 slices for 2 points, and I got fat-free cream cheese, and I toast the bread and I put some cream cheese on it, and that's my breakfast mostly. And then I'll have pretzel sticks that are 3 points for like 30 grams of them, which is like 90 something pretzels, whatever. But they're the extra thin ones. So like, I made a plan and I stuck to it. Mikey says, keep healthy food. No, stay up there. Hey, no, I want to see what, come on. Keep healthy food next to you. Leave the rest of the crap food in the sleeper or at home. Use, can we just leave that up? Why is it, no, we're good. Use that stuck in the hot seat to your advantage. Glad you've got a game plan started. Thanks, Mikey. But I don't cook, so what I did for dinners, I've got Progresso soups. And even some Campbell's soups that you scan them, and they're actually really reasonable. Like I said, I get 39 points per day. And these soups are low sodium. It's a can of soup, but what I do, it might be 7 points for the can of soup. I got little cans of corn, little cans of carrots, and little cans of mushrooms. And also I got grilled chicken breast that's like pre-packaged, and I can scan it and know how many points it is. It's like 2 points for 3 ounces. And so I can put that into my soup. I got all different kinds of soups. And to even make it easier for myself, where did my soup go? Ah. Did I write it on this one? Of course not. Hang on, y'all. I'm like elbow deep in this. Ah, here. Nope, that's corn. Shit. That's potatoes. What? Nobody asked for your input. You don't want to be a part of it. Where are the soups? Alright, y'all. Here it is. Okay. So, for example, that was ridiculous. So, for example, wait, somebody said something. How much salt is in those soups? It's not too bad, actually, because it's like reduced sodium, light. But like this soup, I got the Progresso soup, and this is pretty much all I eat that has added salt, except for the pretzels. And today, like, I had like 6 pretzels, which isn't even any points. I accounted for eating a serving of pretzels, which is 3, but I just didn't want them, so I didn't eat them. But the soups and the pretzels are pretty much all that I eat that has salt. The chicken has no salt, no sodium added. I eat baby carrots, and I get the yogurt, which is like fat-free. Never say it. It's like Greek. It's Faye. That's it. And that's like 2 points for like a serving of it. It has its own cup, and it's a serving. And I mix in a little bit of the Greek ranch.
Greek yogurt's free.
No, it's not. It's 2 points.
It was.
I scanned it. It's 2 points, so I count it. And so I'll mix up some ranch, and I'll eat baby carrots. I got cucumbers in there. And with this, I get little small cans, like this big, of mushrooms, no salt added. Corn, no salt added. And carrots, no salt added. So this has 690 milligrams of sodium. My salt isn't a problem, though. And this is my dinner. And then I add corn or carrots or mushrooms or whatever I feel like, or some chicken, and that's dinner. Breakfast doesn't have salt because it's just cream cheese on some toast. And I'll sometimes have like a Quest bar. And then my big splurge of the day will be like my chocolate rice cakes with sugar-free chocolate pudding. That's pretty much what I'm doing, and it's working so far. Now, I want to talk about this. So I wrote on here 7 points, so at a glance, there's no excuse. Oh, I don't feel like scanning shit. I'm just gonna go into Carl's Jr. and feed my fat ass a No, I'm not doing that. For me, I find that I make a lot of excuses. On some dumb shit, too. Like, excuses on excuses on excuses, just because, well, eating regular food tastes better. I don't know if you've experienced this, but I have, and it's just better. But I find that I'm way more satisfied, and like I don't get hungry. Even now, like it's time to eat dinner. This is my dinner, and I'm probably gonna add some corn to it because it's creamy potato with bacon and cheese. Probably gonna add some corn, maybe some carrots, and those are free. So like I get to the end of my day, and since this is freestyle, so what you can do is you can leave like 10 points behind and it's fine. It's not a big deal. So I end up eating like so far today I had a Quest bar, which was 5. I had a turkey. I get turkey breast, which is fat free, and that's 2 points for like 6 slices. So that was 2. The bread was 2. I had some mustard. That's no points. I had I get the Equate high protein energy drinks that are chocolate, and I get like a 12 pack of them for like $15. Those have 2 points, and then I add it with a cold brew coffee in a cup of ice, and that's my morning like pick me up, because a lot of times I just don't. I'm ravenous when I wake up. I've been told that's because of the testosterone. So I'll eat that as soon as I get up, or I'll drink that as soon as I get up, and I'll follow it up with some soda. I've not been great about drinking water, but I do eat the ice. Like earlier, I ate a whole cup of ice just because I wanted it. And I did drink a bottle of water earlier, but my soda is and has always been like a crutch, but it's diet soda, so that's something. That has sodium too, but the sodium for me is going to be a problem probably down the road, but for right now, tell Maggie I said hi, lol. Also, how much do the hormone changes affect your weight and metabolism? No. I know if you're chemically imbalanced, it does all kinds of weird things. Yeah, so I got my blood tests, and my cholesterol was fantastic. Everything was good. My testosterone levels were just at like 400, and they should be somewhere between 7 and 900. So that's Maggie saying what's up. So like, yeah, they were super low because I was just like, you know how it is when you're like, Mikey, you know how it is when you have someone on your truck. Sometimes there might be tension. Sometimes they might be sleeping. You're on different schedules. Like, if I drive nights, she sleeps during the night. And then she's up during the day, and it's awkward. And so, like, I wasn't being fastidious about shot day. Because now my shots are every 7 days. And that's just, tomorrow's injection day. And it's not that big of a deal doing it because I just do it in my thigh now. She was doing it in my butt, and that was fine. It didn't hurt much. The thigh hurts a little bit more, but it's well worth it just to... It doesn't matter what time of night or day, I can just get it done and take care of it myself, and there's some accountability in that. Hi, Katie. I love you, and I miss you. Mikey, I love you too, bro. Just put that in there. But, like... So, like, for me, she's not here. It's on the video. There's a Peterbilt. Wait, pen's in the way. Stupid pen. PD. Say hi. Smeaterbilt. Is it all of the rain? Are you looking at that person? Don't stare. That's rude. These dogs are going to get me in one of these days because they stare. It's rude. Okay, so let's just straight up talk weigh-in, because yesterday was weigh-in. Really fucking upset. So I started out 289.4. Again, 5'4.5". That's... I should be somewhere on the high end of my weight range. Is like, no, you're fine, Katie. Don't worry about it. It's just... We're just talking. On the high end, like, my goal weight is 140 to be somewhat muscular, because with testosterone, it's not that hard to, like, build lean muscle. That should start happening naturally. But you can't tell because I got all this padding. So we got to get rid of some of the padding so we can see what's actually happening. The hair growth has started to happen, but you can't tell because I do shave. And I do plan on continuing to shave because, like, right now it's very sparse. It's basically like a teenage boy. Like, puberty 2.0. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. That's just what we're looking at for the next foreseeable future. I'm not mad about it. Actually, kind of like shaving. I know, it's kind of nerdy. Whatever. I just kind of like it. It just, I don't know, it makes my trans heart happy. So I weighed in, I don't remember what date I actually weighed in at 289.4. I can't remember because I was like legit triggered. I was very upset, as I should be. What?
It was the 19th.
Oh, 8,
And
9.
that's the day after the funeral.
Ah, yeah. So yeah. And then I weighed in on the 26th, and I was 288.4, which is 1 pound down. And then I weighed in on the 2nd, and I was 284.4, which is then -4. So total loss of 5 pounds. But in between the 26th and the 2nd, I weighed in again, and I had actually lost 0.9 more, and then I gained it back because your body fluctuates. That's normal. But it fucked me up in the head because I was like, how the fuck am I gaining? Like, I'm doing this shit precisely to the, like, whatever. But, like, when you're drinking, when you're eating, if you have food in your system, if you, take a big poop before you weigh in, not to be like TMI or whatever, but it's like a bodily function. And so, depending on what's in your body, food-wise and such, like, you're gonna fluctuate. This is a thing that I do, and it's not like I do it intentionally, but I do it consistently. Every time I try to change my lifestyle as far as eating goes. And again, I do have a food, and I do have a binge eating disorder. No doctor's ever diagnosed it, but like, yo, if you could sit there and eat like a family-sized bag of like little fun-sized chocolates in one sitting in like a couple of hours, you probably have a binge eating disorder. And you do that consistently, and it's compulsive, and you're constantly obsessed with food, and like, I know I have an issue. So, which is one of the reasons why I don't really drink all that often, because I know I have an addictive personality, and I don't look at what I've done to my body with food. I don't want to add anything else into that, A couple times a year I'll drink, and that's good for me. I don't need to be tempting fate with some dumb shit. So, as we stand for this week's weigh-in, I am -5 pounds, at 284.4. And I need to remind myself, no more weighing in between weigh-ins. Stop it. Like, earlier, I was getting ready to get out the batteries to put them in the scale, because if we keep them in the scale, then it drains the batteries, because the shaking of the truck with the, I don't know. But I was gonna go weigh, and I'm like, stop it. Listen, fucknut, stop being stupid. Like, this is gonna mess you up. If you're up even 0.1, it's gonna mess you up, because you're gonna be like, oh, I might as well go eat Carl's Jr. because I'm gaining, so I might as well just go do what I want to do. Now, there are a couple of things that I use as daily tools to kind of stay focused, and I've been using them since I started. And one of them is the podcast that Mike Daggett runs. He's known as Fat Dag, FEDAG. And I will listen to him because he just preaches the same shit repetitive, and like he said, but he reads like people's letters when they write in, and like that helps me, because the one thing that I really miss about the Weight Watchers app is that there was a huge community there. So I'm gonna kind of try and get the same feel here, and then on Instagram when I talk about stuff, that's kind of the goal. But
should, like, there's so many Weight Watchers YouTubes. You should like comment on those, because they interact with you.
I know, I do. I watch what's her Diva, Dramatic Diva?
Diva and the Divine.
Diva and the Divine. She's an excellent YouTuber. She doesn't do freestyle. She does what does she do?
Points Plus.
Points Plus. So, I watch YouTube channels that are like, I don't watch mukbangs because that's just triggering. It makes me want to eat all of the things. And then there's another new Weight Watchers, and it's a Watcher Bro podcast, specifically because there's a huge community of women doing Weight Watchers. There's not as many bros, and so it's really cool. And I can really relate to some of the stuff that they talk about, and with comedian Anthony DiDomenico, and he's really cool. And one of the might come out of me doing, like, okay, we're reconnecting. Sorry about that, y'all. Technical difficulties. I'm a fan of people who are not at the end of their journey talking about how they did it and how they're such a success. I like those people. Like, Fat Dag, he's actually Lifetime. But he's not Lifetime in a way where, like, oh, it's so easy and all you have to do is blah, 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 blah. You know, he talks about how hard it is and stuff like that. But one thing that I really like about Anthony is he's still on his journey. He's 80 pounds down, but he still has quite a ways to go. And he talks about that, and he's real honest about it. Like, yo, you know, parts of this just suck, and it's hard, and it's like, you gotta make yourself do it, and it's not simple. None of this is, weight loss isn't easy. If it were easy, we'd all be fucking skinny, right? So, I like that, and I like the honesty about that. And, for accountability purposes, I mean, like, I just feel like this will be my weekly meeting or weigh-in or whatever, although it's the day after weigh-in. It also gives me a chance to process and not to come on here and spew venom. Like, oh, I'm so fucking pissed, blah, 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 because I could so easily do that, and I don't want to do that. And it's not like I want to be fake. It's just, I believe that what you put out into the world comes back to you, and I don't need any more negativity, so, like, I want to put out positivity and put out good things and good energy, and do good work with my energy, because I believe in that. And that's just me. I respect what anybody else believes or whatever, but, you know, that's just me. So, and also, I have a podcast called Just Josh, ... And, I'll link it under here, but basically, I talk about all kinds of shit. I talk about truck talk, trans talk, health talk. Sometimes that's mental health, sometimes it's, you know, physical weight loss health. I talk about a lot of different stuff there. So, that I am even more frank and open there than I can be here, and I post more frequently because I don't like posting videos of me driving, because before, when I did, there was drama, and I just don't want drama. I'm just trying to live my life, pay off my debt, and do my thing. Speaking of paying off debt, another influencer who is not weight loss related, but it kind of is Dave Ramsey. Because hands down, he says that when you're on a financial diet, your waistline will shrink as well. And the reason for that is because in my mind, as soon as I saw the Carl's Jr., I was like, yo, that's like $20, and I already bought food for the week. So that's like not only irresponsible for my health, but irresponsible for my wallet. And I work hard for my money. Why am I throwing it away? I have soup. This will be delicious. I will go to bed with a full stomach, and I'm not gonna feel deprived. I'll have my pudding. I'm like such a little kid, though. I gotta have my little dessert or whatever, and I'm not ashamed of that. I work that into the plan, and I think that's one of the things that I quite like about this. I can have my coffee, and you know, I know my sister Caitlin's like, ew, coffee. But, so what I want to try and do is do these videos the day after my weigh-in, and kind of have a meeting with you guys, and just talk. And for those of you that, it doesn't matter if you're doing, Weight Watchers, low carb, whatever. Yes, I'll be talking specific to my journey, which is Weight Watchers right now. But, I feel like no matter what diet, and this is a thing that I believe. I've done a lot of different diets, everything from, like, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers before, when they were completely different. I did MetaFast. I've done, I said low carb. What else have I done? I've done a lot of different diets. Atkins, which is low carb. But basically, they all work to a certain extent if you stick to them, if you stay the course. If you start trying to dance in circles, you're gonna fuck yourself over, no matter what diet plan you're on. So, thank you, Katie. I love you. Um, so like, I'm picking something that works for me, but I don't want you to just be like, oh, well, Josh said Weight Watchers is great, so I'm going to do that. Well, maybe Weight Watchers won't work for you because of your own individual tastes, needs, and wishes, or how you think, or whatever. Not to go all law of attraction on you, but I fully 1000% believe that if you don't think you can do it in your mind, you won't. You just won't. Because you're like, alright, but I don't think it's going to work. Then it won't, because you're already defeated. I'm gonna take a second because I'm like a million miles a minute. So, if you're not a Weight Watcher and you don't want to be, that's okay. You could still come and hang out for these if you want, and if you don't, that's okay too. But if you want, and we can talk about different things. I do have areas of experience with other diets, but I'm not trying to be an expert here. I'm trying to talk about health, and I'm trying to kind of not even build a community, but I'm just trying to kind of stay accountable and to just put this out there and say, you know what, this sucks for me. Does it suck for you? You know, is this hard for you too? Is weight loss an issue? And I feel like in the trucking community, holy shit, I posted, I almost went to look for this. I posted a picture of my progress so far. And I posted this when it was still the extra 0.9 that I had lost. And honestly, if I got on the scale today, which I'm not going to do because I'm not going to do that, it would probably be back off because, like, whatever, you know, whatever. But here's the focus. Like, it doesn't matter what happens between yesterday and today. It matters what happens between the yesterday, Sunday, and next Sunday. Because what we're looking for is a trend of weight loss. Now, that's not to say that some weeks, you know you're going to fuck up. No matter what weight plan you're on, no matter what dietary plan you're using, you are going to fuck up, I promise you. And that doesn't matter as much as the overall goal. Now, I'm not saying go off plan every week. If you do, no matter what weight plan you're using, keep tracking. Keep, like, know what you did. Because, again, with those fucking excuses, it's so easy to be like, well, this just doesn't work. When the reality is you're not working it. The reality is when I'm gaining weight, I'm fucking up. I'm not making good choices. I'm eating extra points and not tracking them. Or I'm not washing my portions of points-laden food. Or maybe I'm not drinking anything. Or, you know, whatever. Stress sometimes can have an impact. Whatever it is, there are going to be things that are going to set you back. And you're going to be one of those things. And I guess the focus is the trend. Look at where you're headed. I remember when I was in school for truck driving, and I was on the yard, and I was desperately trying to get backing down. And it was the 90-degree alley dock that I was like all fucked up on and not sure if I was going to be able to do it. And I remember standing on that quad with Darwin and Shannon and Chris when Chris was still working at Jim Palmer. All phenomenal teachers, great guys. And I remember Shannon saying, look at the tread of your tire and where that's headed. And also, if you focus on the cone, you're going to hit the cone. And that strikes me in this moment because, like, for me, the cone is 140 pounds. I want to hit that cone. Now, when you're backing a truck, you don't want to hit the cone. You want to go around the cone, so instead of watching the cone, you're watching your tire and what direction and what its like the trajectory of it is. And that's still what I do to this day. Not that I'm great at it. Please don't at me on the back. It is 140 pounds, and every ounce that I take off of my frame is better for me. And because I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this for vanity. I'm not gonna come out of this looking like Justin Timberlake. You know, I'm still gonna be Josh. I'm just gonna be a little bit healthier, and I'm gonna be able to get in and out of this truck a little bit easier. And when the trailer is icy, you know, well, actually, it might be good to have padding if the trailer is icy and you slip and fall. Things have happened. Anyway, Mikey, you're crazy. But like, everything's just a little easier when you're not obese. And I'm being real honest here. Yo, I'm morbidly obese right now. And it's not funny and it's not a joke. But if you don't talk about it and you pretend it's not happening, it's only going to get worse. And so I don't want it to keep getting worse. I don't want to be the person that can't find pants that fit. I mean, I'm nowhere near that right now, but like, 300 pounds is not that far away. And I don't want to keep going in that direction. I want to go towards the cone. Like, if you're trying to back into a spot, you're not going to go forward. I mean, you might pull up or whatever, but like, you're going to be focused on your goal. And sometimes I feel like it takes that accountability, and it's hard. It's not easy for me to be on this video saying these things to you guys, because you guys, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know I've tried for a long time to get healthy. And that's why I specifically talk like, I'm not just trying to lose weight, I'm trying to get healthy. Part of that's going to require cardio. Fuck, I hate cardio. I really hate cardio. You ask anyone in my family and they'll be like, one of my favorite phrases is from Pitch Perfect. Yeah, don't put me down for cardio. Because I hate it. But I'm going to have to do it at some point to continue losing weight. Because diet is not enough. You have to also be active. And you're talking to a person who once did a marathon. I didn't run it. I mean, I jogged some of it and I walked some of it. Marv did it with me. We went around Lake Galena and we did a marathon. And I used to walk 10 miles a day. So, like, at what point did I fall out of love with being active? Because I used to love it. I used to rollerblade from Oaks, Pennsylvania down to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and back every day with my friend Jeff. I used to be very active, and I loved it. And now I don't love it. Why? Because it hurts. Why am I living my life in a way that hurts? I just need to understand this, because I can't. When I talk to myself logically like this, it doesn't make fucking sense, y'all. But the problem is with my food addiction, and this is not an excuse, it's just like, talk it out and figure your shit out, because only if you figure it out, like, that's the only way you're gonna make progress. And for me, there's two Joshes. There's the fat kid Josh, and then there's the Josh that wants to live. And the fat kid Josh is like, but food is good. Food is right now. Food will make you feel better. We eat when we're celebrating. We eat when we're sad. We eat when we're bored. We eat at activities. So, I've learned that I can't trust myself. Even once I've been on plan for several weeks, I'll still have that voice come out, that fat kid come out and be like, yo, Wendy's is real good though. And I'm like, I could have Wendy's. Like, I've been on plan for 6 weeks, and I've done so good, and I've dropped like 20 pounds, or whatever it is, and I've done so good I could have that Wendy's, and it's just once. It's just once. But like a drug, it's not really just once. It's then, well, I had it yesterday, and, you know, today's Sunday, I'll be back on plan Monday. And then next Monday. And then fucking 2 months later, 50 pounds up. It's ridiculous. So, if I'm not being honest about it, and I haven't been with myself, I don't lie to anyone else, but I haven't been honest with myself. And if I'm not honest with myself, there is a fly in this truck, and I want him out. Did you go? Get out. Get out. Go. Be free. You son of a bitch. Get. Hey! Stupid fly. I'm closing the window. flies, y'all. Because every time they land, they're like, they're pooping on you. It's gross. Anyway, some of this is probably funny. And some of this is probably like, oh, this is entertaining. Listen to this fucker. But really what it comes down to is, how long do I want to be alive? Because ultimately, when you're eating yourself into an early grave, it's just a slow form of suicide. And it's gotta stop. So I'm gonna have these weekly meetings, and I'm gonna talk at you, and hopefully you'll talk back at me. Now, I have hey Mags, what's my Just Josh Gmail? Is it Just Josh Pod?
I have no idea.
You don't have it saved?
I don't think so. Let me look.
So I want to set, and I'm gonna put it down there so that you guys can email me if you have questions or if there's certain topics you want to cover, because
I don't have it.
you don't have it. Do you have the life coach one?
No.
Damn it. I'll put it down here, and if you want to email me,
JustJoshPod@gmail.com.
what is it?
JustJoshPod@gmail.
Okay. Here's an email you can use to email me things, and maybe I'll talk about them here, or I can talk about them on the pod. Whatever you guys want, I can talk about. But there's only going to be so much time within these, like, live meetings. So, because, you know, I have to drive. So, I record the podcast while I'm driving, because I'll start driving, and then just record it until I'm done. Thank you, Post. I appreciate that. I don't necessarily feel like an inspiration usually, but the way I look at it is, I don't know, that shook me. It took me a long time to realize who I was, and an even longer time to pull the trigger and, like, not in a bad way, but actually do the thing. And I'm really lucky because I have a family who loves me and encourages me. So if I'm an inspiration, they're also that inspiration for me. And so and Maggie especially has been nothing but encouraging. I mean, I remember first talking to her, and I was like, I'm actually trans. And she was like, oh, what do you want me to call you? Okay. Excellent. That's not a reaction you would get from just anyone. So, I'm really lucky. And so, I'm just very lucky.
They were doing a whole video about it.
When did I come out as transgender? I think it must have been... So, it was on Facebook. And I saw a video, and I know this is probably going to sound a little funny, but take a walk with me. I saw a video by Chris Crocker. And I know Chris Crocker's very zany and wild and whatever. But, I always thought that I couldn't be transgender because I never wanted all of the surgeries. And I was like, so obviously I'm not trans, because when in reality, that's not a thing that I would have been thinking, like, about the surgeries. I wouldn't have been researching the surgeries. And I mean, I feel like this is up real high. Okay, there we go. And, nope, too low. That's fine, whatever. Chris's video was about transgendered individuals. And I was like, ooh, let me watch this. Click, and I watched it, and really the message of the video was, your transition can be as little or as much as you want it to be. It doesn't matter. There is no, I'm trans and this is what I do. This is the path I take to being trans and to living my life and accepting myself as trans. This is what it looks like. It's in its box, and that's what it looks like. I thought that's what it would have to be. And I was like, I don't know. But I never, I never felt like a female actually, and I just didn't. And so when I saw that video, I was like, oh shit. Okay, well, being a lesbian, identifying as a lesbian was nothing for my family. My uncle was gay growing up. My grandmother knew I was gay before I ever said anything. And I never, like, it was never a problem or a question. But when I came out as trans, my granddaddy had just passed away. And right before that, I came out as trans, and I changed my name on Facebook, and I changed my gender on Facebook. And that caused a little bit of backlash with my mom, my mother, my biological mother, in Pennsylvania, because she was going through it. And she literally found out from one of her coworkers, because I didn't talk to her about it because I didn't think she would care. She had never had a problem with it, with me being a lesbian. And so I was like, this isn't even going to be a surprise for her. And now, in hindsight, she's like, yeah, I'm not really surprised. Like, it kind of makes sense. But then it was a big deal because, like, she still had to make peace with the fact that I was no longer that person, that daughter. I was now, and I am now, a son. And that's weird. A lot of parents go through that. And so, but I just did it, and to be honest, Maggie was a huge encouragement in that. Because she's like, well, if this is how you're living, and this is who you are, just be that. Just change your name on Facebook and just do it. You should be who you are. You shouldn't be afraid to be who you are. You should know that you'll be accepted. You should know that you'll be loved. And, like, just do it. And my nose is getting stuffed up. And I'm not, like, crying or emotional. But I did forget to take my allergy pill. Ugh. And so that's a fun thing that's happening. What did I say? Most inspirations don't realize you inspire people by being unabashedly you. You don't have a false image, and you don't BS people. You straight up, like, come back. You're straight up, and that bold honesty is damn near implied. Aw, thank you. Damn. I'm shook. Thank you. One of my beliefs is that the reason why we have so much hatred is because people don't understand each other. And so when people ask questions, I try my hardest to take the time to answer them honestly and completely, because I feel that when you know someone else's story, it becomes that much harder to hate them. Because we're all just people. We're all fucked up, and we're all good, and we're all us. And, like, yeah. If you know each other's story, you have a harder time hating them. And so, even when I get, like, inappropriate questions, like people saying, well, did you have bottom surgery? And that's a really rude question to ask, because you're basically asking me about my junk in my pants, and it's kind of rude. But at the same time, I can appreciate why there is a curiosity and a, well, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know, because some trans guys do have penises, and they go through a very graphic and horrific surgery to get them. I don't plan on that. And that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about as far as that. And that's probably more than what most of you would care to hear. But top surgery I will do. And I'm not going to document, like, some people put pictures and all that shit. Probably not. I'm probably going to talk about it, because I've been on YouTube for, like, over a decade. So I'm probably going to talk about top surgery, but I'm not. Yeah. What?
Mikey changed his name on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he did. But I view it, I don't know how to explain it. To me, when somebody wants to know me And when somebody is kind enough to ask questions, because I believe asking questions is a kindness. I believe asking questions means you care about me on some level, or you wouldn't ask those questions. Even if, like, a hater is like, well, are you a boy or a girl? You stopped and you took a part of your day to ask me a question. And even if it wasn't in the right spirit, I have control over my side of this interaction, so I can answer your question with respect. And if you continue to disrespect me, then I'm not a doormat. I can block you and remove your comments. But a lot of times people that comment on these videos, they're just, love you, Katie. Oh, and Mom, I think, if Mom's there. Love you, Mom.
What said we?
Yeah, she did say wait. But, it... And this wasn't what this was meant to be about, but this is my life. And so y'all are going to have questions, and that's okay. When we have these live meetings, I want you to feel free. If there's something you don't understand, or if you have a question, or if you want to know what I think about something, that's okay. We can off-book it. That's totally fine. Because only by talking about things can you normalize them. Which is why I talk about, like, my eating disorder, and which is why I'm talking about weight loss. Because you know what? It's not some awful, horrible, like, it's not any secret that I'm obese. It's not any secret that I'm trans. It's not any secret that I'm early in my transition, so I'm confusing the shit out of some people. I go into a men's room and they jump. I go into a women's room in the past and they were horrified. So, like, while I'm doing the right thing now by going into a men's room, because that's where I should be, it's still not comfortable for them. So, in order to try and respect my fellow gents, I have a toilet on the truck, and I try not to inconvenience others when at all possible. And we use RV dump stations for the toilet, and it's completely, like, sanitary and clean. It's not like a 5-gallon bucket. We're good. It's like an actual camp toilet. But, like, I try really hard to be respectful of others, and the fact that the kinder and the gentler I am with others, hopefully the more understanding and the more receptivity I will encourage. I've seen people, like, ask innocent questions that could have been taken in a bad way. If I had had an attitude, I could have been like, well, why the fuck do you care what's in my pants, or blah 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 blah. I could do that, but that's not gonna help anything. So and I could hide this weight loss journey and act like it's easy and just post inspirational shit on Instagram, and I will post inspirational stuff, but I'm also going to talk about how I'm struggling. I'm obviously struggling. You can see it. It's 289 pounds of struggle bus. That's what we're working with. And I want to be real about it, because when you're honest about who you are and what you are, people can take something from that. Obviously, as post you and Mikey have said, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for your words. And it looks like your cousin just came out, so if they need any support, please send them my way. What? No! Bite or no biting. They're going to think you're not dressed because you're behind the curtain.
I'm dressed.
She's like, rude. You use a floating head. Is it getting warm?
No, but the sun's out, so the truck might actually stay on now.
Yeah. Broken APU club, so we're idling.
Forever broken APU club.
We're about that idle.
It's basically
life.
worked for 3 months, the entire time we've been here.
True. So, oh, she just wanted her little...
No, I just wanted to see how long you were going to be podcasting.
I'm not podcasting.
Well, whatever, YouTubing.
Rude. Pick something to watch. But yeah, so we're at the close of this. Just to recap, I'm gonna try and do a video every Monday, because Sunday is my weigh-in day, and in the meantime, in between, I highly recommend these podcasts: Fat Dag, WW Bro podcast with Anthony D. Domenico, and I'll link them down there. And then Diva
And the Divine.
Diva and the Divine. I gotta write that down. Again, she doesn't do freestyle, but she does do Weight Watchers, and she's really cool. What are the twins' names? Name. The Skinny?
The Skinny on Weight Loss.
The Skinny on Weight Loss is another really good channel, and I'm going to link them. They're
like them a lot.
what?
I like them a lot.
They're so cute and like funny and like personable and real.
Oh my gosh, so like in the videos they make, I can tell them apart.
You can tell them apart?
Yeah.
I never can.
I can in the videos, but then they, I'm on their Instagram, and they've been posting pictures. They're on vacation, and like in pictures,
They're like identical.
I cannot tell them apart.
On videos, I can't tell them apart. She can, I can't. But the key to it is Fat Dag says that he doesn't wish you good luck because weight loss isn't luck. Weight loss is picking a plan and fucking sticking to it, though. That's my struggle. And so he wishes you good focus. And I think that that is very, very valid and true and right. The more we focus on trying to reach this goal, the more we focus on the cone, you know, what I was talking about before, the more you focus on that cone, the more you're going to hit it. Because that's what your focus is. And that's straight up law of attraction as well, which we all know. I know. I like the law of attraction. I know. It's whatever. People laugh about it because they say it's kind of corny. But it served me well. And so she just texted me, so I guess no Carls with our movie. Peeps, what should I say to her? It's funny because when we got here, we were talking and like joking about it, and I was like, uh-oh, I smell trouble. And I was like, I better do my meeting because I need support. And even if that support doesn't come until the comments come later, like Mikey, you and Post showed up, and Katie and Mom showed up, and I'm so grateful for that. It helps me stay focused. And that's why I've done the Notes from the Universe videos for so long and talked about them a lot, because it helps me stay focused on what I want to focus on. And the more and the harder I focus on that cone, the more often than not, I'm going to go towards it. And so that's kind of the goal. And, well, not kind of, that is the goal. So I just want to thank you guys for being here, and for, you know, all of these years you've watched my various videos, and the changes that the channel has undergone, and the changes that I've undergone. And I haven't really received that much backlash. Oh, Josh, you didn't stick to low carb. Nobody said that to me. Oh, Josh, did you fall off the Weight Watchers wagon? Nobody said that to me. Y'all are very, very kind, and even when I came out as being trans, nobody really batted an eye, and I'm so incredibly grateful, not only for Maggie and for my family, but for you guys. YouTube has been a huge part of my life for a very long time now, and I do consider myself, and I call myself a YouTuber, and it's a part of me. I say this to Maggie sometimes. I'm like, making videos is a part of me. It's a part of who I've become, and I am not sad about that. Just like being a trucker is a part of who I am now. And it's going to be very, very hard when it's time to stop trucking. But we've got years before that happens. So, but for now, I mean, what if being a healthy person became a part of who I am? Because as much as I've added YouTube and trucking, and like as much as I've incorporated those things into who I am, and being trans, being Josh, I was born with a different name. And I changed that, so why can't I change my fat ass into a smaller one? Just saying. Just saying. And I kind of utilize the word fat, not in a shaming way, but in a owning it. Like, yo, I'm big, and it needs to change because I want to live. So, just trying to own that. I don't mean any offense if y'all, you know, don't like that word or whatever, you're triggered. You know, for me, it's not a matter of being mean, it's a matter of being real. Anyway, but I want to thank you for coming to the meeting. even if you're coming to it in the future. And I love to just think of you guys wherever you are, like sitting there. Maybe you're drinking a coffee or a soda or a bottle of water or whatever, hanging out and sharing a part of your day with me. You don't have to do that, and so when you do, I'm incredibly grateful and I appreciate it. And I could not ask for a nicer group of peeps to share content with. I'm so grateful that you guys are here, and yeah, I'm super grateful. But Post, if your cousin needs any support, tell them to hit me up.
Josh is a life coach now.
I am a life coach, but also I'm still a work in progress. I just have areas of experience with which to help others. And I'm just getting started with it, so we'll see where it goes. But I hope that you guys are good. I hope that you take a part of today and do something for you. Something good for you. Not shoving the wrong stuff in your mouth, but like maybe something that adds to you, that makes you happier, that puts you closer to your goal. And if there's anything that I can do to help any of you, please let me know. So thank you so much, and I'm gonna end this like I end all of the videos with, because that's how I feel. Much love. Peep out.